4th down, the final play.
Here we go.
Unless they can stick it in the end zone. Dorsey under pressure, throws it. Incomplete. The Buckeyes win.
Ezekiel Elliott, and he's got an opening. Elliott off to the races. Can they catch him?
To feature the two backs as receivers, and now a downfield shot on first down for the end zone. Touchdown, Ohio State strikes first. Making adjustments again, and there is Smith running free, breaks a tackle. Ohio State strikes quickly from 45 yards. Pressure comes. Saul, knock it out, and picks it up. Jack Saul coming down the sidelines. Ohio State scoop and score and dagger from 82 yards.
Here they come.
Heavy pressure. Howard delivers downfield. And Smith, he's got it. Jeremiah Smith. The 2025 College Football National Champion, Coach Ryan Day, and the Ohio State Buckeyes.
Welcome in, Buckeye backers. We are bringing it to you live from Seattle, Washington, to the cornfields of Enid, Ohio. We are the pulse of Buckeye fans across the nation, with Seattle Matt and Buckeye Steve. Welcome in, Buckeye backers. Another exciting week. We got Buckeye football again, man. Third week of the season already. Anything that stood out to you, just a surprise of the season so far? Anything that you're just happy about? Got anything for me? Alex, Brian, King Buckeye.
Well, I'm always happy when SEC teams lose. We obviously did our part in beating Texas, and then Alabama gets beat week 1, and then Florida goes down last week. I mean, it just and Georgia didn't look great against Austin Peay or P or however.
Yeah. Who cares?
Boy, the SEC. It must just mean more to look bad.
Yeah, except for that team up north. Can't hold up their end of the bargain and make the SEC look bad. Can't make the SEC look bad. Can't help us all out. Help a brother out, man. The Big Ten needs your help, man. Let's go.
They're lucky.
Look bad.
They're lucky that was only an 11-point game.
Making us look bad.
Should have been a 21-point win.
Hey, it is time to talk Parker, Navarro, and those Ohio Bobcats. This game is, if the team wasn't so dialed in, I'd say this is a trap game. But this team it's different. I just got out of the Woody Hayes Athletic Center, and there's something different about this team, man. They are locked in, loaded, ready to roll. Like Sane was asked about, the difference in preparing for different teams, and he's like, you know what? We're going to prepare for everything. We prepared as hard as we possibly could for Grambling last week. We're going to prepare just the same for Ohio. And then I hear, a lot of, commentators and other podcasts and, writers and things of that nature talking about how, Ohio State's going to try to do this. They're going to try to lean on the run game, lean on the pass game. That's a bunch of bullshit. What they're going to try to do is win the game. They're going to find the mismatch and they're going to attack it. If you're a football mindset, that's what you do. You find the mismatch. You, like Urban Meyer used to say, go find the fish. Find that person that's dead in the water and attack until you can't attack anymore. And I think Ryan Day's got that mindset now. Like, he's not going to be like, oh, I got to rush because 17 years in a row I have to rush the ball to win this game. No, you attack with whatever the mismatch is. Get your players the ball in space. Whatever you feel like you can dominate with, you do. But what scares me about this team is our defense is an attacking, fast defense. And when you have that shifty running back, Parker Navarro, that can get out in the open, create plays, extend plays, and get going, he's the team's leading passer, the team's leading rusher. He is what makes the Bobcats offense move.
Yeah, my guess is we will have a similar defensive plan for Ohio like we did Texas. We'll protect the edges as much as we can to make sure he can't go outside on us. And we'll probably have like a QB spy there a lot just to just to feel them out. Obviously, at first, we'll just kind of play a normal defense, see what they're giving us, and then probably what I would imagine. But, as many Ohio teams as we've beaten in a row, I think the last time we lost to one was before you and I's grandpa was even born. We got to take
last time we lost to a MAC school was in 1894. I know that for sure. Yeah. Which is insane. And I think it was 1921 when we lost to an Ohio school last.
Yeah. So a long time ago, obviously. But, we got to take this team seriously. I mean, even though it's Rutgers, they did go to the wire with Rutgers, which this team did win the MAC last year. They got a new head coach, but a lot of the same from what I understand. And they beat West Virginia, which we don't know how good West Virginia is yet. Rich Rod just there. I'm sure
they could have waxed West Virginia.
Yeah.
They could have absolutely waxed West Virginia. 3 interceptions in the second half by Parker Navarro. That's the thing about him. You got to attack him early. You got to attack him often. I said the same thing about when Manning came to town. Attack him early, attack him often, get in his head right away. They got in his head a different way, schematically. Like, he just didn't know what to do. But this is a different guy. He's going to take off and run, and that's what he wants to do the majority of the time. They're going to run a lot of that RPO. They're going to run a lot of that mesh hand point, and he's going to keep it oftentimes. He's the heart and soul of this team, and he's actually fun to watch. Like, going back and look at the highlights, if you haven't done it yet, go ahead. Or if you want to watch it here, you can, because we got it coming right up on stage right now. Boom.
Navarro going. He's got the first down. Still evading tackles. Inside the 10 for Parker Navarro.
He just takes it everywhere, man.
The hole opens up. Navarro takes off. He's got space inside the 10. Touchdown, Ohio.
Bills.
Gets the snap. Rutgers a blitz. Navarro trying to escape. Gets to the outside. There's his legs. And he's still going. Down to the 33-yard line. Parker Navarro. Gain of 28 yards.
They're saying, there's the Parker we've been waiting to see. There's nothing there, so he gets to the outside. He is not your typical quarterback. He is not looking to go down. Boop, boop. Cut back inside, breaking a tackle of Jet Elad.
Yeah. That might have been a little slow. I guess I have the Walmart internet today, and you are in your hotel on the road. So you're not in your typical habitat. You're out there, without your mic and everything, trying to do this the best we can to bring you all the news straight out of the Woody Hayes Athletic Facility. Man, Athletic Center.
Yeah, Parker Navarro, shifty guy, and
slippery.
And like we said about the game last week, that gave us a little bit of practice against some mobile QBs. This will give us even more practice, because though we haven't seen him completely mobile yet, because the team up north play called an absolutely inept offense last week, I at some point they'll say, screw it, let him loose, and we'll start to scramble more. So we need to get as much preparation in for a mobile quarterback as possible. Bryce Underwood, I can promise you, he's gonna be told to run on us if he can. So
for sure. The helpful thing is we have those long athletic linebackers, and Sonny Styles was asked about it today. I asked him, I was like, how does that change things? Does it change your eyes? Does it change, your game planning for a running quarterback like that? And he was like, yeah, absolutely. You have to know where he is at all times. So take that little extra time. And then I did the follow-up, asked him, who's simulating Parker Navarro in practice? He's like, Tavion St. Clair does it a lot. And then obviously when we go 1s versus 2s, then he's like, Lincoln's pretty damn athletic. So he's simulating him a lot as well. So they're getting good looks at good athletic running quarterbacks, because we have that, And I think if they did one-on-ones, you got to get, Sane has a little bit more athletic ability than people are giving him credit for. He can create plays, extend plays. He's got some good wheels, man. You'll see it. Eventually you're going to see it.
His mobility in the pocket is insane.
And he's got a good sense of when to move too. When we're talking about Sane,
he's got like a very veteran sense. Doesn't play a redshirt freshman in any sense of the word, at least not today. Obviously,
he's a big fan of Maroon 5 too.
hey, great band.
Yeah.
A lot of band.
Yeah. It was confirmed today. You were there at the game oh wait, you weren't there last week when they put him up on the Jumbotron with Maroon 5. Yeah. Say there was someone that tweeted out he looks like a guy that, is listening to Maroon 5 on his headphones warming up for the game, like
awesome.
That Sunday song.
Yeah,
so it was pretty good. It was a good TikTok.
Yeah, if Jim Knowles was our defensive coordinator, I won't say that I would be worried about this game per se, but I'd be less confident that we could hold them under 20, just because of his scheme and how it operates. But the way we saw Matt Patricia have Arch Manning in absolute hell for 4 quarters, and what he's already taught these DBs, these linebackers, this D line in such a short time on being on the job, I just have no fears that a Parker Navarro is going to run for like 150 on us. I mean, he might get a chunk run here or there, but I think we'll just have him in such hell the entire day. He won't know where to go with the ball, and he might resort to running a ton because he has nowhere to go with the ball. And then at that point, we just have 1 or 2 guys ready to go pop him. So it's a breath of fresh air to just have that confidence going into any game, knowing you have a DC that's as elite of a mind as Matt Patricia. Not saying that Knowles isn't, but Matt Patricia is clearly operating on a different level. And I'm sure we'll see that when we play Penn State too, how much better of a DC we have now as opposed to what we did have last year, which is insane because that guy was part of helping us win a national championship. So the more I see, the more confident I get that maybe, just maybe, this unit could go back to back, which as you know, I was like, well, I'll be realistic. I just don't see it this year, maybe next year. But boy, I can only name maybe 2 other teams that are on the level or near the level of Ohio State right now. Oregon and, really just Oregon, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, looking at Oregon, they're good. Playing well. I mean, you're beating a Power 4 team, scoring 66 points on it. What was the final score? I don't remember what
I think
Oregon State scored.
I think it was 69-3. Even though Okie State
ridiculous.
Even though Okie State is like the equivalent to what Mississippi State was in the SEC last year, they finished 2-10. I mean, it's still a Power 4 team, like you said. So, I mean, that's a nuts score by Oregon. So, we have to keep our eye. Thankfully, we don't have them on the regular season schedule. If we see them, it'll be in Indy. But that seeing what Oregon did last week makes me even more interested in what that game in Happy Valley is going to be like. That's going to be a telltale sign in a big way.
Yeah, Marduk, Parker Navarro containment, how does Larry Johnson call to keep the mobile quarterback pinned up? You can't overrush, right? So if you get out of your lanes and you create that hole for him to either, jump up and cut outside or get outside quick, you're going to lose containment. So you have to stay in your lanes. You have to play disciplined football. The really good thing about this is, we talked about it earlier, we have such athletic, long, fast linebackers that helps make up for any undisciplined defensive linemen, that get out of their gaps. And it's not an easy thing to do, when you have linemen double teaming you, triple teaming you to get you out of your lanes and pushing you around. It's really easy to get out. And, your whole goal, your whole mentality is get after the quarterback, bring him down. You want to get a sack. You want to get a tackle for a loss. When you have quarterbacks like that, you don't always go for the tackle for the loss. You keep them in front of you so you get help from the guys around you, right? You have to turn it in. Defensive ends need to keep containment. I think you play a little bit more on the outside with your outside linebackers, and you have some fast I'm not real worried about the receivers that much. So I think you bring guys up in the box and you're able to keep more of an alignment out to the outside to keep them from getting wide.
And here's the thing that we've kind of been highlighting for the first 2 games so far is the lack of that pass rush from our D line. This would be a great week to get that going. because the more we make him uncomfortable in that pocket, the more prone he is to making those mistakes like he did against West Virginia. So
and that's the thing. He likes to push the ball. Like he will take his shots into double coverage. He will force it, but on the run too. And that's the dangerous part about a quarterback like that, because he's going to force the ball. Dangerous for his team. I mean, he's going to throw the ball on the run into traffic. I look for our DBs to be able to bait him quite a bit, and hopefully we get multiple turnovers in this game through the air.
But
that will solve it real quick. I mean, you get turnovers with the offense that we have, you don't have to worry about the running quarterback so much. If we get a big lead, good night. So what's really crucial is that first quarter, that first, 2 to 3 drives. If you can establish a lead, get ahead of them, maybe force a turnover there, that's going to keep him to the point where, take him out of the game, right? If you got a big lead, you can start playing ball control, take your shots here and there. Still, you got to get Jeremiah the ball deep and get those Heisman numbers up still.
Yeah, I really hope we see more of a pass rush this week. But you're right. We are definitely going to set the edge. We're going to make sure he can't beat us on the outside. We'll have
there's going to be a spy. There's got to be a spy.
It'll probably be honest with you.
Reese, that's what I was thinking too.
He'll probably be the spy at times. But I'm sure we have a great game plan defensively for this guy. And like you said, I'm not so much worried about their wide receivers. We got probably the best secondary in the country. I'll be honest with you.
I think it's the best secondary in the country. And, I was saying it before the season even started. I was like, dude, you got to watch out, man.
You remember
Matthews is going to be a first-round draft pick. He is going to be a first-round draft pick. I've said it. You can go back and check the tapes. Someday maybe I'll go back and look at it and see exactly when I said it. But and then put that video out there because I've said it. He is a stud, man. He came on late in the recruiting battle and just started winning everywhere he went, locked up the best of the best wide receivers at every camp he went to. And then all of a sudden, boom.
Yeah.
Ohio State got him. I think he was going to LSU originally.
Yeah.
And then Ohio State came through with the offer and closed the deal.
Yeah.
But look at this.
Heard what I said. Heard what I said though about like Denzel Burke was great, but Jermaine him and so I mean we've had the guys to come in here, so I'm not worried about that either. I think what you said is absolutely right. The first quarter is going to be super important this week, given how secretly dangerous this team can be. I think if we can get like a couple touchdown lead, we can kind of cruise control from there. Obviously I expect us to not be on upset alert, struggle like Georgia did against Austin Peay, or lose against them like West Virginia did. But this could be a really good test going into the bye week for us, because on the other side of that bye week is when our 4-game stretch there with Washington, Minnesota, Illinois, and Wisconsin up, and then we gotta really be ready for those. So just get out of this game injury free, play great defense, and honestly let Julian Sain just rip it. Let him go.
They got a receiver that has 236 yards receiving, which is pretty damn good.
Yeah. Like this is the game, the perfect time to really let Julian Sain just go absolutely nuts out there. Because like I said, on the other side of that bye week, you got that Washington game. That's going to be his first true road test. That's going to be a tough environment. Let him build this and get mistakes out of the way now. Like that one incompletion last week being that pick, good place to get that mistake out of the way, learn from it, and go for it. And absolutely, I would have loved to see him go 19 for 19. But if he can learn from that and make him even better, great. Perfect.
Doug, thanks for being here, buddy. I think we're trying to change it to keep Wednesday nights instead of Thursday nights as much as possible, just because we don't want to, butt up against
Thursday night NFL.
And get some people on here and have a little bit more fun. And I'm coming straight from the Woody Hayes facility back home. I do drive about an hour back. So I wanted that to be fresh in my head instead of staying there and doing a video by myself inside the Woody Hayes, which I will do on occasion. But I'd like to get back here, process it a little bit on my drive and get back and talk about what the players said, what what's going through, what the feeling is in the Woody Hayes. The team vibe is just locked in. Like locked in is the best. And it's like they don't have to be this week, They didn't have to be last week, but they are. This team has that edginess, has that grit. And Ryan Day talked about it a little bit too. He's like, when your best players are your hardest workers, it's like rubbing off on the younger kids too. So they're building something that's going to last, not just now. The freshmen are learning from these hard workers that are juniors and seniors, in some cases sophomores, like, the GOAT, Jeremiah Smith. But they're just building it down the line. And you saw last week with Riley getting in there, Pettijohn was just an animal, an absolute animal. And he's going to get more playing time because of it. He's learning to be in there. If you see those guys in there learning and getting more playing time and following the footsteps of these guys before them, dude, this is just going to keep going. Ohio State's going to be stacked for years to come. And everyone's worried about recruiting. Don't worry about recruiting. We need roster retainment always. That's the guys we're bringing in and developing. Not only that, like, listen to them talk, man. Their character is second to none. Like, I've never seen a program like this, a college football program like this. Never heard one like this. Never heard them talk like that. Never heard them be so mature. These kids are more mature than 60-year-olds.
Yeah, I mean, something we're going to look back at, especially if we win an Natty this year, something we're going to look back at is when these players were the ones that stepped up and said, we want this championship stuff taken down. This team hasn't. Mm-hmm. And we'll look back today saying, we're not defending national champs. We're attacking national champs. Those are things we're going to look back at and be like, damn.
Yeah.
Really in a great place going
very
forward.
Symbolic of how we look back at the chase, right? Under Urban Meyer.
Absolutely.
That was a defining moment. You could have all the mantras you want, but when you win a national title with the mantra, that's different. That's different, buddy.
Especially when you play and beat the team that mantra was made for.
Was designed for. Yeah. They couldn't have been more poetic than that.
That was everything. So, if this is how we're operating the program going forward, and it can only get better, beautiful. We got some more heart. Columbus.
The AK Ron Rex is in the house. Hey, join us in the locker room. The more you get in here, the better. Thanks for reposting the stream, man. I absolutely appreciate it. And Doug is a member of the locker room. Doug, I think we got 2 weeks before you get your hat, man. So, boom. We can get that out to you.
Doug, Wednesday's a good night too, because it's right smack in the middle of the week. You get to talk about the last game, then focus on the next game midweek. Good balance to fill out your week. So,
and Thursday was really done for Seattle Matt, and Seattle Matt he's just a busy man. So, and Alex just happened to not have his podcast anymore and join me. So it's been a pleasure having Alex join the show, man. Gives a unique perspective too. All right, Bobcat senior running back Bangura has a couple good rushing seasons. All right, wonder we will see him from his last biggest career huge TV game. I would imagine all these guys are going to show out, right? You're in the shoe. Day talked about it on Tuesday, and then he talked about it a little bit more today, and so did everyone else, And Will Kazmarek has a unique approach that he's been to both. I was sitting there in front of him, and he was like, I owe everything to those guys. They took a chance on me. I didn't have that many scholarships. But then, Ohio State comes calling. You're like, I got to answer that call, right? You don't turn that down and win a national title and, everything else. And come to one of the best programs and the best NFL building programs that there is and ever will be. So it's just unique, man. This is a different time. And it's so fun to see the transfer portal work for so many guys the way it was designed for. It's not designed for those guys to transfer 4 or 5 times. You can't catch a break here, can't catch a break there, can't catch a break the next place. It's kind of ridiculous in that regard. But for those guys that, I just want to jump up the next level because I can, and my dream is to make it to the NFL, or this is, where I grew up imagining, you think of yourself, if you take yourself when you were 8 years old out in the backyard throwing a football with your friends.
Right.
Like, I want to be, who would it have been for me? Like Eddie George. I want to be Eddie George, I want to be out there running the ball like Eddie George. And then you get the chance to do it because of the transfer portal. That's huge, man. It's just awesome. It's amazing. Amazing to see.
Yeah.
I don't know much about Bangura, but thanks.
Unlike Pat McAfee said, he said Ohio could be a playoff team. I mean, let's face it, that's not happening. They are lost out to lose their
could they be? Well, let's see. They had the chance. I think they lost their chance by losing to Rutgers, number one.
With 2 losses, they have
no.
The 3 teams in the driver's seat for that 12 seed, the group of 5 champion.
Mm-hmm.
The 3 in the driver's seat right now are UNLV, Navy, and USF. To be honest with you, if USF upsets Miami this week, that's 3 weeks in a row and 3 games.
Oh, they're in for sure. They should be in the top 10.
Yeah,
right?
So they'll not only be ranked then at that point, but they have a great chance to go undefeated after that. So if they go undefeated, beating 3 top 25 teams in a row, they're in.
But yeah, Marduk, just think about this too. They have a chance. Even the younger guys, like if you show out against Ohio State in the shoe, big TV game, well, what kind of transfer portal opportunity opens for you too?
Big time.
I mean, it might be the team you're playing against that you end up at.
Yeah, true. And I've seen a little bit of tape on him. He is a really good back. I don't suppose we will struggle too mightily with him. I'm more so worried about, obviously, the quarterback scrambling. But yeah, it's a pretty good run back. It'll be a nice little resume tape for him if he does decide to transfer. Because you're right. I mean, if you calls from other schools and you're at Ohio, well, you're trying to get to someday. So Ohio's probably not, unfortunately.
Lucia Buck. This is an interesting point. I really think if we win another natty this year, the guys will want to come back for a three-peat.
Well, let's consider losing, right? Caleb Downs.
Yeah.
Carnell Tate would probably be 2. Sonny Styles.
And Downs would go no matter what. I think he just has to.
Back.
Unless, no, he's got to go because he's going to be top 10.
Guy come back. We are going so much more loaded next year than we are right now. So we can, if we win a natty this year on a year that, quite frankly, coming in with all we lost,
rebuilding year.
Our rebuilding year is 10-2 at worst. But considering that this team was rebuilding this year as a lot. If this team were to win a natty, oh God, yes, three-peat is. I guarantee some people would come back just to be a part of that because that's nuts. That just doesn't happen in this age of college football. It just doesn't.
Yeah. And Styles reclassified, which makes him older
and
in years, but younger. I mean, younger in years, but older in class.
And key point,
so he's gone.
Imagine if we did three-peat. Not even Nick Saban did that.
Dude, make a run like the Bulls did in the 90s, man.
That would be nuts. But one game at a time.
One championship at a time.
I'd love to see another one next year, too. That'd be great.
Dude, I've always said that I just wanted to have a time where Ohio State won back-to-back. Because there's never been a time like the present that I thought, I guess that 2014, 2015 year, you thought when 2015 was coming around that Ohio State had a chance at back-to-back.
Right.
But, man, did they ever just blow that. The best team to not produce.
Yeah.
Probably ever.
I was on another show last week, and Mecca Don was the guest. I'm sure you've heard of him.
Oh, yeah.
He brought up how recruits he's talked to have been so impressed with Ohio State and how they're operating right now. And he's been on the record saying, even the parents of these recruits have been on the record saying, we look at Ohio State now like we used to look at Bama then. Like we honestly, that Ohio State could go on a historical run for themselves if last year helps propel them in that direction, which so far has. So if recruits are saying that and their parents are saying that, we're going to get more of those people in as time goes on and we figure out this NIL thing once and for all. And it's just, we could end up getting a lot more natties out of it. So
I could see that. I wrote an article about that. I was like, there's something different. And one of the headlines in the article later on, the sub heading was Dynasty Mode. Because I think they're building towards Dynasty Mode. I mean, it's not something you should just go throw around. I mean, you have to get that second national title, and then you probably need a third one, even if it's a couple years down the road before you start, saying that. But the building blocks are there. Like the foundation is being built to produce a situation where that could happen.
Yeah.
So, well on the way, man. And it starts again today because they have to get through this week of practice. They have to beat Ohio pretty handedly. Then they have a week off. They can relax a little bit, get ready for Washington, because that's when the stretch run really happens, when you start getting into the thick of it in the Big Ten schedule. Going out to Seattle and playing those dogs is not going to be an easy task. They what were they, like 7-6 or 6-6 last year? But they were undefeated at home.
I think they were 7-6.
And undefeated at home. It is not an easy place to win. They have a home field advantage, and it's similar to what they had at Oregon last year.
Right.
I can't remember what their streak is. They have a long home winning streak too.
20-something, I think.
Yeah.
Like 21.
I'd like to look it up, but I thought it was
I would.
30s, actually.
On my laptop.
Oh, yeah. I'll Google it real quick if you have something to say.
One thing I worry about, though, because as you probably saw, the Sparty versus USC game time just got announced, right? So it's 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but obviously it's 8 p.m. out there in California. That's something to consider for that Washington game, too, is what time gets set for it. Because if it's an 8 o'clock game over there, guess what? Us Buckeye fans are still 2 a.m. watching them. So.
You're right. It's 21 games.
Yeah, I thought it was 20-something. But yeah, like we definitely got to focus on this game, obviously, see what's right in front of us so we don't trip over ourselves and get a devastating loss that we don't need. And we can't be looking ahead to that 4-game stretch. But just with Ryan Day does seem to have a different aura about him right now. And I think
absolutely does.
Finally taken all of these mistakes that he's made in his career and learned from them, and he's building a tower out of Lego bricks at this point where he's like, okay, I think I finally got all the pieces where they need to be. Now like we know we can. And that's why you're seeing such a dominant business-like team right now. They're just going out there, handling their business, and getting out of there. And that's what you love to see.
If I was putting money on it, I would bet it would be against Washington in the second quarter.
Well,
get Fielding out there, because I think we're going to be able to.
I hope he does
really target the DBs against the Bobcats. They don't look real special. When I look at that,
hope we do this game though. I want him to kick this game because I don't want him to not have kicked a field goal one time going into Washington. I feel like Day should almost, if we have a big lead, almost on purpose, one drive, like calls back, not
it's like a spring game. Like, forget it. Hey, just drop it here. Third down, we're kicking it from the 45.
Maybe stop ourselves around like the 30, 35 and kick a field goal just so we can get Fielding back.
This team is so good. Stopping themselves might end up in a touchdown.
So we can't have him cost us a game again, So I'd be fully supportive of that. And the main thing again I want from this game, like I did last week, was get these other guys playing time, get it out of reach quick enough to where we can get other guys in. Because what I saw last week was beautiful. If they had been at his entire career at Ohio State thus far, we would have such great built depth at every position, almost unreal. But obviously, as we all know, he would go into the fourth quarter like halfway with a big lead and still have the starters out. So he's starting to learn that too. Like, you got to build for the future, not just right now.
Sure. I think last week is a completely different scenario than this week. Last week is one of those games where you're going to win. Even if you play like dog shit, you're going to win that game just because the talent is so much better. I mean, it's not even close to the level. And their coach was even talking about it after the game and before the game. This isn't the same. We're not playing on an equal playing field. Like, it's just different. But you bring in Ohio, and I think you got to have a little bit different attitude. You're not going to be setting stuff up, because I just want to pass. I want to get people experience to pass. I want to run. I want to establish a run game.
Yeah.
You want to play balance. If you start playing like that, that's where you get tripped up.
Yeah.
You really have to just play the game that you need to play, go with the game plan, win the game. Because this team is like a bottom tier Big Ten team, knocking off Rutgers almost.
They almost beat Rutgers.
And they probably would beat a few Big Ten teams.
Wow, they beat Northwestern, no doubt about it. Maybe Purdue.
Yeah. And I think they would probably go toe-to-toe with a Minnesota team, too.
Yeah, maybe. And that'll be an interesting game, too, because Minnesota didn't look half bad this last weekend. Granted, against a weak opponent, but
yeah,
it's crazy. I heard Zach Smith say on his show that right now, you look at it, the team up north may be like the 7th best team in the conference right now. Realistically, if you look at the tape,
I don't know. It's hard to tell how good Oklahoma is. I mean, still 2 weeks into the season, there's always someone in the top 10 that's not even rated by the end of the year.
They could be a 7-8 win team. I believe that. I think Oklahoma will be a 7 or 8 win team. Only because they have such a brutal schedule in the last 7 games. It's brutal. I don't know how many of those they're winning, but yeah, you look at like Illinois right now. They're, as we all thought they might be, since they returned the most starters in the Big Ten. You have Penn State, of course. You have Oregon, who a lot of us slept on and said, well, they'll still be good. They can still make the playoff, but Dante Moore, well, they could actually be a better football team with Dante Moore than Dylan Gabriel, and that's kind of say.
they look stacked. I got to go back and watch that game, just with my eyes on it just a little bit more instead of just having it on in the background while I'm doing other things. I need to watch that game because scoring that many points against a Big 12 team.
At all. They might be a better football team than they were last year, and that team won.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Fielding was 13 of 17 last season, Marduk believes.
The most important.
Must have been some long kicks in there, but that's only about 76%.
Yeah, that's that.
What percentage are your field goal kickers? I don't even know what a normal percentage is for field goal kickers. Because it's such a wide variety. I think they do it by yard line typically. Like 30 and in, you're this percent, and 30 and out, you're that percent, and 50 plus, you're this percent.
I think
it's hard to judge just based on a percentage.
40 to 49, and then 50 plus. But we gotta at least let him kick a time or two this week, not just PATs. We gotta the off season rust that he probably has, and that's why I was hoping last week maybe we'd get stopped short ones just so we can kick a field goal and get him some practice out there, because 2 of those misses were against the most important team in the regular season schedule, and we just can't. That can't happen. So,
Doug, you're a good man. Hey, get up early. You don't have to catch us live, man. You always got comments on YouTube. So, Doug is the man. Doug's always catching this stuff. Hey, he shared it on Facebook for us. That's his only social. Hey, man. You do it, man. And Facebook is great, man. We got a huge Facebook following.
Mm-hmm.
Peace to all who seek it. Peace, brother. God bless.
God bless, man.
All right. We're going to talk a little bit about Buckeyes in the NFL and Buckeyes from the high school ranks with our man who does all those stories for us, Friday Night Lights Buckeyes. Cody Croy in the house. Bringing it. What's up,
How you guys doing?
What's up, brother?
Good. How are you? You getting your voice back a little bit? Sounds a little better.
Little by little.
Coming back. All right.
Little by little.
My man. Tell us about your articles this week. What do you have for us?
Well, so first I want to talk about some of the high school guys. Brady Edmonds, one of the guys that I'm really high on, one of the guys that I think could be the best quarterback in the class of 27. 351 yards, 5 touchdowns. They finally got on the win column, which they hadn't been the last couple of weeks, but they're finally back. Quay Guilford, he's a receiver, but he can also carry the ball. He had 5 carries for 70 yards and 2 touchdowns. Mm-hmm. And then we had Brock Boyd, 5 catches, 70 yards and a touchdown. So lots of good play this week.
Yeah.
Jameer Perez and Favor Aki, they're still battling some injuries. So
yeah, unfortunately.
We'll see.
Those are 2 that I really wanted to hear from this year and see him take it to that next level too. And Favor Aki, I think he was on his way there. He got hurt right away.
Yep, he got hurt in the first quarter.
Do you know what's going on with Jameer Perez? Is it an ankle?
I believe, yeah, it's a lower body.
Okay.
Lower body.
All right, my man. What about this? I'll put the graphic up here because it's just too sweet. Let's get it on there. Boom. Man, the Buckeyes in the NFL. What a day. What a week 1. What a great start for Emeka Egbuka. And we don't even have Justin Fields on here, man. Everything was humming for the Buckeyes.
You don't even have Jackson Smith and Jigba on there either. He had more.
No.
All 3 of them.
No, and I just got it off of Twitter, and it was like ESPN saying is Ohio State wide receiver you? Yeah, it is. And
the coolest
go ahead.
Part, though, is Egbuka because Mike Evans said it. He called his own shot in his first as a pro, and he caught a touchdown because of it. We saw what Egbuka did in that natty.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Like, this number 29, we got to do this on him, and then guess what? That helped clinch the game. Like, Baker Mayfield, I don't like the guy, but he said a lot of truth. He said a lot of truth about Egbuka. He said this guy did, and he just can't say enough good things about him. And unfortunately, I had him on my bench last week. I still Jackson Smith.
You would
starting lineup. So, but Egbuka will be starting for me from now on because he's going to get fed all year. I got laughed at on TikTok when he got drafted when I said that guy's winning offensive rookie of the year. I got laughed at. Off to a good start.
Yeah, I mean, 2 touchdowns on 4 receptions. That's 50% of the time you're in the end zone, buddy.
Yep. Mike Evans is impressed with it too. So it's things for Egbuka this
Yeah,
year.
and how is it that a Cleveland quarterback goes down to Tampa Bay and shows out now?
Because he's not in Cleveland anymore.
What, dude? Cleveland's curse is real.
Oh, they can't get kickers right. They can't get quarterbacks right. And when they do, they just ship them out somewhere.
So anyone else that you wanted to go over, Cody? Because I know you had Bosa on the front page of that article.
Ooh, Bosa.
Oh, I think he's paused.
He might have lost connection.
We lost him.
I'm still here.
He's back. He's alive.
What's up, bud? I was just saying I don't want to talk about it. I'm a Browns fan.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So what do you got? What else in the NFL? Who's showing out?
Well, obviously, like you guys mentioned, Egbuka was amazing. Obviously, getting the game-winning reception in your first NFL game, that's not too bad. So we got him. Nick Bosa is the guy that I was most impressed with. 6 tackles, 3 tackles for loss, 1 sack, and a forced fumble. I mean,
say that again. What? That was a lot of stats.
6 tackles, 3 tackles for loss, 1 sack, and a forced fumble.
My goodness. He just had a day like TJ Tuimoloau at Penn State.
Penn State. Yeah, he was everywhere.
If Myles Garrett didn't exist, Bosa would have a pretty good shot at winning another Defensive Player of the Year. But Garrett's already on a tear, and it's 1 game in.
Yeah. Yep.
And all of a sudden, Fields is turning it on while Caleb Williams is struggling, and Chicago. I think that's a Chicago thing, not a quarterback thing.
We tried to say it for years. It's amazing what a good system and a good coaching staff can do for these quarterbacks that are put in bad situations. I'm really happy for Fields, and I thought he was kind of shafted whenever he was benched at Pittsburgh.
Yeah,
bro, they're dumb.
Yeah,
why did they?
And I heard Pittsburgh fans like, why did we get rid of him? We should have kept him.
He could be learning from only getting
better.
Hey,
yes,
his boy Garrett, and it seems. I mean, they were that close to winning. So
yeah, and that's what Murdoch said.
Yep.
He was like, Garrett Wilson came this close to getting the game-winning touchdown pass.
Yeah.
Oh, man. And Michael Thomas retweeted this and said, yeah, it is wide receiver you. He just put the.
My goat, Aaron Rodgers, had different things to attend to. So
man. This is what's fun. Ever since Urban Meyer came to Ohio State, it's been more fun to watch Buckeyes in the NFL. Because he just took that recruiting to a whole new level. Yep. And it's continuing with Day. Everyone he's putting in the NFL is just shining out. They're always ready. They're ready for that next level. Their training at Ohio State's just as good as you can get anywhere in the country, if not.
Did you freeze now?
That is not doing the trick.
You kind of cut out there for a little second.
Yeah, this Walmart internet's just not doing the trick, man.
All right.
I'm stealing it from McDonald's down the street.
But yeah, I mean, with what Urban did in like 10 to 15 years, we're going to probably see maybe 10, 20 years. We're going to see a lot of these guys have gold jackets if they have a great career.
Oh, yeah.
You might start those Hall of Famers up.
Yeah. And Murdoch was like, yo, dude, Cody, I love hearing how amazing these Buckeyes are tearing it up in the NFL. Check out his articles. Go to College Football Backers and check it out. It's cfbackers.com. In fact, you know what? We'll go show one of those articles right now. Why not?
Boom.
Let me pull this up. You guys can go ahead and keep the chatting up, and I will share my screen.
Yeah, who else caught your eye besides those guys, Cody? Anybody in particular? He might have froze now too. Okay.
What is going on today? Here.
No, none of us can get it right. I have hotel internet, and I'm not having issues right yet.
There is his article. Buckeyes display impressive performance across the board in week 1. Got that Bosa right there. Looking awesome. Looking clean. All right. And then he talks about Emeka Egbuka. He's got Justin Fields in here. Talks about how Fields led the Steelers to a 4-2 record, throwing for 1,106 yards and 5 passing touchdowns. And now he's with the Jets, and he's come full circle, throwing for 3 touchdowns and 266 yards in a loss. But, man, he shined. Yeah. Cool to see, man. Just cool to go check on your Buckeyes in the NFL.
I was hoping he could pull it off, but it is what it is.
Yeah. I mean, you want the win, obviously.
Yeah. But JSN, he was also really good. 9 catches, 128 yards. So,
all right. This is cool little stat from Murdoch. Hey, I'm a John Cooper era alumni, and I look back on the slate of great receivers he built. The Ohio State University has been doing wide receiver for many decades now. Yeah, go back and look at Terry Glenn highlights, man. Go back and look at that. And he's one that never gets brought up. He's one of the best of the best. And he was a walk-on from Columbus Brookhaven. Why I know all that, I don't know. But, yeah, Terry Glenn was the man. David Boston in that time was the man. D. Miller was fun to watch from Springfield. Awesome. I mean, there's some dogs in the Cooper era, too, for sure.
Yeah, before my time.
John Lumpkin was fun to watch. He was one of the best tight ends that we've ever had.
I'm just hoping Joey Bosa can stay healthy and start getting back to what he was doing.
For sure.
What I want.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, Cody, go get on those articles. Go study up the NFL and high school players that are either past Buckeyes or going to be future Buckeyes. I love that content, man. It's perfect. Getting it, man. You're doing big things, brother.
I didn't catch that, but
I just said go keep doing what you're doing, man. Get those articles out, those future Buckeyes and Buckeyes of the past, man.
Much appreciated, guys.
Awesome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me on.
Appreciate it. Good work, buddy. All right. Peace out. Cody's always awesome, man. Fun to have him. Knows his stuff, man. His articles are legit. So go check it out. Give Cody some support. cfbackers.com. Read all of Cody's articles. You can go up in the top corner and type in Cody if you want to and see what he's got. We got 2 Codys, but you can type in Buckeyes and see what he's got. All right? Search for it like that. Go give him some love, man, because he earns it for sure. Anything else about Ohio, man, you want to get into?
Yeah, I mean, not really. Just I think we'll have a great game plan. It'll definitely be a nice little test for us going into the bye week, especially of course. And just I hope to see them just put even more confidence into saying and just let them go, let them loose. And I think
let them rip.
Great results. And if he makes a mistake, well, it's against Ohio. We can remedy that a lot easier than against Washington. All that stuff. So.
I think the reins are coming off him for sure. Every game is going to be a little bit more. He seems a little bit more comfortable. I mean, when you get him around the kind of the beat and everyone talking to him, he's getting more and more comfortable, opening up a little bit. Talking about how we're preparing for everyone the same. Right? We prepared well for Grambling and went out there and performed. They're going to prepare just the same for Ohio. It doesn't matter who the team is. They're going to prepare like everyone's number one, Texas coming to town. I think that experience did him wonders, starting off with that and performing the way he did. The confidence is high. His experience is through the roof already in only 2 games because of a big game like that. And just the way he performed, man, they talked about it too. Like some guys, like when they just have that innate ability to find the open receiver, know where to go with the ball. Like it's not something that you learn. It's just you get it there. If you can layer the ball, if you have the touch on the ball, not necessarily something you teach. Yeah, you can refine it and make it a little bit better, but either you got it or you don't. And Sane's got it, and we got a good one there, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I've said before. He throws a lot like Rodgers. Has a lot of similar tangibles to the guy. And even though it's against Grambling, going 18 for 19, and you could have easily been 19 for 19, that's hard to do, to be that accurate and that on point for an entire game, no matter who the opponent is. So just really impressed with him. Can't wait to see him continue to grow because thank God we go into next year with him at quarterback. So we won't have to worry about a quarterback battle for once after a few years now. And, he's just only going to get better, and he looks great already. So definitely excited. Final score prediction for me. I think honestly.
Let me start here before you give that score prediction.
Okay.
Ohio State is a 31.5 point favorite going into this game. The over-under is 51.5 over-under on Peacock. I would imagine that Ohio State covers that 31.5. What do you think? If you're a betting man, where are you putting your money on that?
I'm going to say we don't.
Okay.
I'm thinking it's going to be like a 45-21 type of deal, maybe 45-17.
Okay. You're giving them some points.
Yeah, I think this is a game where we might make a few mistakes, but it'll be a good learning experience for us regardless. Now, if we can hold them under 14, I'd be very happy. I would consider that a success. But yeah, I think we get into the 40s, hopefully 50s, but I'll keep it at 45-21.
I'm gonna go with a 52-7. They might get that 10. 52-10. I'm gonna give it 52-10.
That'd be great. I'd be happy.
I think that's gonna be the score. I think we finally get a field goal in there.
Yeah, that would be
Even
great.
though I just earlier said I actually think we get a field goal. So I'm gonna take back what I said earlier and say the field goal comes about third quarter against Ohio.
Yeah.
In fact, it's going to be the first drive of the half.
Yeah. I would be happy with that. Just even one, just so he can get back into the groove of things and not only have to focus on kicking PATs. Which, if you're only kicking PATs, you're doing something right. But at the same time,
For sure,
we can't have him costing us a game again this year. So got to get it right.
So Marduk, he's getting close to joining a member of the locker room for sure. So keep it coming, man. I think we've got about 2 more weeks. I want to actually get the hats before I give away another member, but you're well on your way. I think that's 3 weeks in a row. You've been pretty active in the locker room, and great questions, great content. So you get there, you get enough, you get your black stripe removed. We send you out a hat, and you get to take a picture with it and send it in. Maybe even a video. Maybe we'll play the video after someone removes their black stripe and puts their Buckeye backers hat on from Branded Bills.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be an awesome one. Going to be an awesome one, man. Obviously, Alex, you've been here several weeks in a row. You're going to get one no matter what. Yeah, I mean, you are the locker room. I mean, you're making the locker room.
Appreciate it.
Dude, this is awesome. Love having you. Cody's great too. Good evening. Hey, thanks, man. Thanks for coming and joining us. I think we're about to bounce out. Anything else last little bit against
Nope.
the Ohio Bobcats?
Go Bucks. Beat the Bobcats, and Brutus, if you feel like getting your revenge, now's the time.
Get that. They got to set something up, right? You know how many eyeballs would be all about that?
They'll probably do something jokingly, I bet. But
yeah, they have to set something. You know what? I think it was Bobby Carpenter that said it. You know those bounce balls that they do in the third quarter? They need to have them do that. How cool would that be? Have someone sponsor it, man. That would be sweet.
Because obviously this time it won't be some guy whose life goal
some random,
Buckeye, you know what I mean? So
yeah,
it'll
some
be
rogue.
It'll be all
Rufus the Bobcat.
Yeah,
that's not happening.
Yeah, should be a funny thing to see. I'm sure it'll happen at some point. They'll probably even show the picture of Bruce getting punched in the face. What was that, like 2007?
It was 2010.
2010, yeah. So, I mean, that was 15 years ago now. It's crazy. This is the first time we're playing them since then, I think, right?
I have no idea.
I'm almost positive.
It might be. Actually, that's something we could look up real quick.
Go to
Why not?
Go to Winsipedia.
Winsipedia.
Yep. That's where I go to see all things college football.
I've never gone to Winsipedia.
It's a great website. You'll love it. It shows the records and gets every team a college has ever played, and you can compare teams. So you'll see how
it looks like they played 99.
Yeah, you'll see how it says select team, and then you just
2010 football history. Ohio State is 3-0 all time against Ohio, and a current win streak of 3. So 2010. Yeah, that was the last time they played.
15 years ago. That's nuts.
2008 they played, and also in 99. I'm surprised they didn't play early on before that.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, that's just history from then. There must be some old time games too.
Yeah, check that website. It's got a lot of good stuff on there. Like
Winsipedia?
Yep, Winsipedia. You can see like who Ohio State has beaten before, who they've lost to, who they tied with, and shows all their other little stats too. Makes it real easy to compare teams and whatnot. Should see their wins.
I'm checking that out immediately after we get off here.
So
all right, time for us Buckeye backers to get off the mic. God bless everyone. Have a wonderful evening. Join us immediately after. We will do a show if possible. We got AJ, the Buckeye, doing the show from Guam, so we got to make sure he has good internet connection. And then, as always, we'll do the morning after with Seattle Matt. All right, thanks again. God bless. Take care.
Buck.
Go Bucks. Have a good evening. OH.
I hope.